Good morning, everyone. I am Emmanuel Penzes from the Qt company, and I will present you bridging the gap between designers and developers today. What does it mean? It means when you are developing an applications with designers, you have developers in a software applications with a new screens, and you want to have this nice UI, and you want to ease the process of development between designer and developer. I am from the Qt company, so I would like just to give you a little introduction of what will be Qt. Afterwards, we will see our designer developer workflow, and then I will do a quick live demo of this workflow. Just a presentation for everybody. I don't know if you are in the software industry or not, so you may not know what is Qt and what is this. Qt is a 25-year-old framework used to develop applications on desktop, mobile, embedded, and all those platforms. So the big advantage of Qt is to have one framework with everything that you need to be able to develop an application. Qt is really known for all the UI part and to develop user interfaces. So we have a good framework to develop user interfaces for either desktop application with keyboard and mouse, or for touch panel applications with screens. And with this, we have a lot of things that we provide with Qt. We provide a lot of cross-platform and a lot of tools that we are developing to be able to develop your applications. Like Qt Creator. Qt Creator is our IDE that it gives to the developers the capability of developing in C++ or Python with the Qt APIs, his Qt application, and his own applications. What I will present you today is more Qt Design Studio. Qt Design Studio is a framework, is a tool, that gives you the capability of designing and importing your assets. It's what you will see today from the designer to be able to generate directly some code and test it. So here is a quick presentation of Qt. It's not the aim of my presentation today. It's just to give you an overview of what we are doing. So the company is really specialized in everything to do your software for cross-platform capabilities. So if you think you need to have an applications that runs on any platforms with a screens from desktop to MPU and microcontroller going through mobile, and you want to have, for example, the same interface, Qt can really help you to go faster in development of applications. We have also some certifications for medical that you can apply, so it will ease also your process of developing some certified applications. But if I go back to our typical UI development workflow, so you have already done some development, some workflow, and you have a team of designers, you have a team of developers. Designer is do all the design of the user interfaces. It's really a job by itself. It's really difficult. I advise you to always use some design teams to do the design of your user interfaces. It will be a lot more appealing and a lot more useful. But the big problem that we have between designer and developer is that when the designer is doing his assets, he is doing the UI specifications by doing the linking, for example, going from one screen to another. He is using some tools and it's generating some PDF, all the assets, and it goes to the developer. The developers need to develop the applications and implement the product. And at the end, we can only test on the real hardware. So the main problem with that is that at the end of the process, the designer can see the result of it and it go again to the developer and things like this. So we try to ease this process, but it's not easy because designer has their own tools, developer has their own tools for development, and there is not really a bridge between designer and the developer tools. A way where typically the designer can be able to export all his layers and generate some code that is directly usable for the developer. In Qt, we have a technology that is Qt Quick to do UI, and it's a language named QML that is the process of doing this because it's an easy language to understand, a declarative languages. So the aim is to be readable and usable by designers and developers. That's why we have developed a tool. So on one side, we have those design tools like Photoshop, Sketch, and we will support soon Figma and Adobe XD. And we have our tool, it's Qt, the Qt framework with Qt Creator. And to break this red line, we have put it a new tool that is Design Studio that, as I said, generates QML and it's generating some codes. So the designer is able to export his designs directly from their preferred designer tools, be able to import it in Design Studio, generate some QML, and be able to test directly and see the result by an application. Afterwards, as it's some codes from Design Studio to Qt Creator, they are sharing the same thing between developer and designer. Designer provide directly some code to the developer that it can reuse. The big advantages of this process is the designer is not anymore designing the UI and providing some specification, but it's really developing the UI and it's responsible of the UI from the beginning to the end. In the other end, the developer can really focus on implementing the application logic, optimizations, and things like this. And the good thing with Design Studio is that you can create some animations, you can create some transitions and things like this really easily, with the ease also of being able to import all your graphical assets. Designer can also preview directly on a real device and validate the design. That it's a big step. As you have seen, Qt is cross-platform, so you can deploy your applications directly from from your PC to some embedded target, to some Android tablet embedded devices and things like this. And really, the designer is providing some QML specifications. So instead of writing some, I will say, useless at the end PDF file of specifications, they are providing directly QML as the base of specifications. So it is also the process, and it's a language that is understandable, as I said, by designers and developers. So the next step is to show you a bit the workflow and to show you how it works and what we can do. So I will use fitness applications that it has been done by one of our designers, and my aim will be to be able to export it from Photoshop, so a common use designer tools, and be able to export it and use it on Design Studio and manipulate and create some animations. So now we will go to our live demo on Photoshop. So we are here now in Photoshop, and you can see that I have some two main screen and one background that I will reuse later. So in those two screens, we are able now to set up how we want to export it. To do this with Qt, you need to install a Qt bridge. So the Qt bridge will set up how you will export all the elements and how you will also define the parentality of all those components. Something important in Photoshop, to be able to export anything, it needs to be an artboard first. So the root item needs to be an artboard. And inside, you will retrieve different things, all the elements that I have, and you can define for all the layers and group of layers how it has been exported. We just add the layer edges to be able to see what I am focusing. So if I get, for example, the BPM, it's a group of folder. It will be exported as a component. So what does it mean, component? And we have the other one that it's a child. For example, this one. The main differences is the parentality of those. So typically in QML, you are defining, for example, something that you want to reuse, or a root item will be a component because you will be able to reuse it in multiple screen, and it creates a one, I will say, one item that you can re-put everywhere. So when you create a component, it will create its own QML file. And when you create a child, it will be inside the QML of his first component parent. When you are exporting, for example, images, you can also decide to export it as a merge. For everything that is static, for example, you can decide to export it like this. And it will merge all the images of all the layers together to be able to have one static image. Something important that I have not said, the only thing that you can do with Photoshop is to export text and images. It's not able to export some like a smart object and things. So you can retrieve here all the specifications of our applications. And now we can do the export. So we select a folder and we click on export, and it will give us the capabilities of creating all the assets and all and the metadata file that we will be able to import in Design Studio and start to work with it. So going in Design Studio now, so I have already done the import, sorry, of the metadata file, and I have already created the QML file to go a bit faster and show you what is a bit more interesting in that sense. So we have this first screen here, and we have a second one that is this one. Okay, the pace. So the first thing that I would like to do is open my main QML file. That's just a hello world. If I start my applications, you will see that it's an hello world. So what I will create is first I will remove the text. And what I will do, I will just create a swipe view between my two views quickly. So I integrate a swipe view in my rectangle. I will say fulfill my screen. And inside, I will put two things. I will put the track, and I will put elevation ones. So this one up here. No, it's not this one. This one. So elevations. I have my swap view. I put elevation in it, and I will put what we have and the track. And we will run it. And normally, I know what I missed. I missed this. Okay. Now, so I have just unsure and saying that my swap view is filling up my screens. I think it's the reason why it was not working. Yeah. So now, in a minute, I have just creating a swap view with my two different views of my scenes. Now we will try to animate the background, to have something that where the background is moving when you are running, for example, simulating something like this. So to do this, we will go to the elevations component. Going into this component, we go inside the mountain. And so it's my background here. I go inside this component, and here I have a mountain. So it has been clipped to just get the image that I need. What we have done here is just put two images, one after each others, and we will doing like it's running from left to right. So to do this, I need to create a timeline. It's one of the good things of Qt and Qt Design Studio is that you can create some nice timeline animations to create some animations. So for example, we will say it's a duration of 5 seconds. And during those 5 seconds, we will have 1,000 frames, and we will need to create some keyframe between each part of our applications. So between each part of our animation. So the first one is to set the XY position of my two images that I have here. I have just the same image duplicated. So I will say insert a keyframe at X equals 0, insert a keyframe here at X equal minus 1598. I will go at 1000 frame. And what happened here is that this one will be at 0 now. So I put 0, insert a keyframe. And this one will be at 1598. Okay, insert a keyframe. And now I can see that it will animate. If I put back the clip again, let's check if it works now. We can see that it's running. So we can define after the timeline. I have just put it as continuous. So we will just say, okay, do it continuously. So it will go over and over again. So we can restart the applications. Okay, that's great. So the next step is, for example, if we want to animate something else, for example, what can we animate again is the heartbeat here. So we will go into this component. We will create another animations for this ones. So for example, we will create a timeline of 1 second this time and saying, okay, the heartbeat will become smaller and bigger after each F rate, for example. So to do this, we put a scale of 1 at 0, and at 500, we put it at 0.75, for example, so smaller. We insert another keyframe, and we put it back at 1 during at the end, and we can do, for example, go into the animations. I have not clicked it also continuously, so I create another animations. And now, if I run my applications, you can see that we have enough rate running. Okay. So now what we can try to do is, for example, having a button that we animate when we click on it. So to do this, we will go on the elevation again, go back to the start button, go into our component. Here's something that is interesting. Our designers has already created 2 different states. One when it's pressed. So actually it's this one. And when it's on default state and when it's pressed. So what we can do is we will create, for example, 2 states. When it's normal and when it's pressed, for example. And here we can say, okay, on normal, this one is visible, but this one is not visible. So we say, okay. And on this one, we can say that this one is not visible, actually. So, yeah, I think I invert them actually, but no, nevertheless, so I will just re-put this one not visible, and this one visible, and this one. Yeah. Okay, so I have now my 2 states, one when it's normal, one when it's pressed. What we can say is we have also 2 mass areas that has been done. So I can switch between them when I click typically on top of it. So what I will do, I will add a connection here. So button start, move start here. When I unclick, I will just change the state from default to pressed. So changing state to press. And for this one, I will create also connections and going the other way around. So change state to normal. We can say that the default state is normal. That is default, for example. And now if I run my applications, you can see that I have created quickly a button that turn on and turn off. Okay, thank you very much for watching this. If you have any question, please let me know. And see you soon. Bye.